Tough conversations can pop up anywhere, whether it's in the sword alley, the pickup cab, or over supper at the kitchen table. And let's be honest, navigating those talks can leave everyone involved feeling frustrated, unheard, or stuck. That's why I created a free guide, Handling Hard Conversations, 3 Steps to Creating Space for Clarity, Connection, and Mutual Respect. In this quick and practical resource, you will learn how to pause and ground yourself before your emotions run wild, validate both yourself and others, building trust, and how to ask honest questions that lead to real connection. These 3 simple steps can help you communicate better and keep your relationships, whether it's with your family, your crew, or your spouse, strong and steady, even on the hard days. Download your free copy today and start moving more smoothly through those hard conversations with confidence. The link is in the show notes, so go grab it now. Here's to drawing good movement.
I'll carry you, you carry me, we'll help each other through it. Come on and see good movement draws good movement.
Welcome to Good Movement Draws Good Movement, the podcast where farmers, ranchers, and rural folks can grow relationally through awareness, understanding, and effective communication. Hey, it's T. I'm your host, and I, along with my guests, will be covering topics related to drawing good movement. Things like self and social awareness, brain science, positive psychology, extending grace, and so much more. We'll share tools that can help you understand why you are the way you are, why others are the way they are, and how you can use that to step out of self-told lies with grace and compassion to draw good movement in conversations, relationships, and life in rural America. Let's go draw good movement. Welcome back to the Good Movement Draws Good Movement podcast. There's a phrase that I've been hearing a lot lately. It comes up when I'm talking with clients. It comes up when I'm talking with friends. It's come up with family. And it's, I'm just bitching. Or I'm just complaining and you get to listen to it. Or any other variation with a similar meaning. I've heard many. And frankly, I don't like it when I hear those phrases. It actually hurts my heart a little when I hear these phrases because these comments are usually coming up after the person saying them has shared something hard that they're going through, or a hurt that they're experiencing, or something that they're feeling. They've shared something vulnerable with me, and then they immediately say, I'm just bitching. I'm just complaining. And when people say these phrases in that context, what I actually hear is, I don't think my feelings matter. And that is what hurts my heart, because that is absolutely not true. Your feelings do matter. We don't get to choose what we feel. Feelings matter and they come to us. They are meant to show us something, give us information. They're meant to be felt and they matter. So why are we so apt to be so dismissive of our feelings by saying the phrases, I'm just bitching, just complaining? Part of it is cultural. So especially in rural life and agriculture, where the norm is to grit and bear it and just keep going and powering through at all costs, there's often not a lot of room for emotional release. So when people do let it out, they then feel the need to minimize it. And that's a sort of protection mechanism, a survival mechanism, if you will, which brings me to my next point. It's a nervous system situation. Our nervous systems have been trained that it's not safe to share these vulnerable things So then we immediately bring in the dismissive phase. And often our nervous system, by sharing these things, is just trying to discharge the stress or move the feeling through. It's seeking co-regulation. But then our brain, our logical mind, interrupts what's happening with our nervous system doing its job to show up with shame. And then that's where those phrases come in. We have been taught that expressing emotion is equal to weakness and or burdening others. So we often bring in these dismissive phrases or shield ourselves with humor or an apology, I'm sorry. And by the way, if you ever work with me, I will shut down those phrases like I'm just bitching or I'm just complaining and remind you that it's not just bitching. It's not just complaining. It's a release. And if you say, I'm sorry in one of our sessions, or if you're just talking to me or messaging me in my DMs and you say sorry for something that like you weren't rude or you don't need to say sorry for, if you are just sharing your story and you followed up with sorry, I will also remind you that there are no apologies when you're talking to me, unless, like I said, you're being rude. And then in which case you might need to apologize. But this kind of language that I'm just bitching, I'm just complaining, this dismissive language keeps us from naming and validating what we actually feel. And when we can't name and validate, that delays healing and clarity. It does not move us on. It keeps us stuck because we're not allowing those feelings to be known and to move through us the way that they're supposed to. So if you're just complaining, I'm using air quotes here, maybe it's because something needs to change and saying it out loud is the first step. So instead of, I'm just complaining, try saying, I'm overwhelmed and I need to say this out loud. Instead of, sorry, I'm venting, try, this has been building up and I know I can talk to you about this. I know that you're here for me. Also, whether you're talking to me or anyone else and you are about to share something really hard, you can preface it with exactly what you need, what you're looking for. That might look like saying, I'm not looking for a fix here. I just need to speak this out loud. Or I don't need advice. I just need a listening ear. Or I know this is a lot, but I appreciate you listening to me. Or if you want advice, you can say that too. I'm going to say some things and then I need your feedback. And this brings me to another point. If you are the one who's receiving this hard thing, if you are a trusted someone to someone, a lot of times, more often than not, as humans, we aren't in need of advice. We aren't even necessarily in need of any sort of verbalization as much as we are in need of someone who sees us, someone who hears us, and someone who helps us feel felt. And those things, seeing, hearing, and helping someone feel felt, they don't require words or advice or wisdom or anything other than presence. One of the most powerful things that you can do for someone else is just to be with them in whatever it is that they are feeling. Just be with them. And so if you have a hard thing that you want to share with your trusted person, that's another thing you can say. I just need someone to be with me as I talk this out. Reminder, your feelings do matter and emotions are not burdens. They're not weakness. They are signals. They are sent to us. We feel them so that we can learn from them. They are information. And being heard in our raw, real moments is one of the ways that we regulate and we reconnect and we recover and we can move on from these hard feelings. So you're not just bitching, you're releasing. And going back to if you are someone's trusted someone, if they trust you enough to share, even if it's messy, and even if you don't know what to do, just sit with them. And that's not a burden. That's a gift. That's a gift that they trust you enough to open up like that. And every time someone shares something with me that's vulnerable or hard or shares their story with me, you better believe that I take that as a gift. Like I see that as a huge gift. And that's another reason why it hurts my heart when I hear those phrases. I'm just bitching and you get to listen to it. Because I don't see it that way at all whatsoever. So as we wrap this episode up, I want to leave you with a reflection question. So what is something that you've downplayed lately by calling it just bitching? And what might it actually be trying to tell you? And if this is something that you want to talk out with someone, I'm here for it. I have one-on-one guidance spots open, and I have just created a space for one-off one-on-one calls. So if you're not sure that you want to do the 6-month package, you can sign up anytime, schedule a one-on-one 1-hour call with me, and we can talk it out. Because like I said, I see it as a gift every time someone feels safe enough and trusts me enough to share their story with me. Until next time, draw a good movement. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. If you found value in this episode, I'd love for you to share with others who might also benefit from tuning in. Share by word of mouth, send it in a text, take a screenshot and post it on social media, or share however you prefer. And if you haven't already, hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, draw a good movement.